Have you ever noticed mysterious white spots on your fingernails and wonder what they mean? Or maybe you wake up with leg cramps in the middle of the night for no apparent reason. Your body is constantly sending you signals. And today we're going to decode 23 powerful signs that reveal exactly which vital nutrients you're missing. By the end of this video, you will be able to look at simple body signs and know precisely what your system needs. But here's the interesting part. Once you learn this, you will start noticing these signs everywhere, in your friends, your family, even strangers. So please, resist the urge to diagnose everyone you meet, because people might not appreciate you explaining their health symptoms without being asked. Understanding why nutrient deficiencies happen. Before we dive into the specific signs, let's talk about why so many people are walking around with nutrient deficiencies in the first place. There are three main reasons this happens, and understanding them will help you fix the problem from the root. The first reason is digestive damage. Your gut might be damaged, which means you cannot properly absorb nutrition from your food. This is called malabsorption, and it creates a digestive barrier. Even if you eat the healthiest food in the world, if your gut cannot absorb it, your body stays deficient. Another digestive issue happens when you are missing a gallbladder or do not produce enough bile. Without proper bile, you cannot absorb fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, and vitamin K. These vitamins need fat to enter your system, and bile helps process that fat. The second reason is poor food quality. You might think you're eating enough of the right foods, but the truth is, modern food often lacks nutrient density. This is a massive problem that most people do not realize. Our agricultural soils have become extremely poor quality over the years. When you grow food on soil that is basically just dirt without proper minerals, you might get a beautiful looking tomato, but it will taste like nothing. Why? Because the flavor chemicals are directly tied to nutrient density. We end up with gorgeous looking vegetables that have almost no taste and very few nutrients. Then we wonder why we are craving heavily flavored processed foods. The foods should naturally come packed with nutrition and flavor, but they do not anymore. Unfortunately, farmers sell their products based on weight and volume, not on how nutrient-dense the food is. The third way people become deficient is by consuming refined foods and sugar. These foods do not just fail to provide nutrients, they actually deplete and rob you of the nutrients you already have. This creates a downward spiral where you feel worse and worse over time. Now that you understand the causes, let us go through the 23 signs your body shows when it needs specific nutrients. If you are getting value from this information, please consider subscribing to Vigorphil so you can learn more about natural health solutions. Sign number 1, white spots on your nails. If you see little white specks about halfway down your fingernails, this indicates a zinc deficiency. But here's the twist. It is not really because you lack zinc in your diet. It is because you consume too much sugar, which rob your body of zinc. Since your nail takes about 3 months to grow out, that white speck tells you that approximately 3 months ago, you had a lot of sugar or refined carbohydrates. Maybe you attended a big birthday party and ate way too much cake. That sugar depleted the zinc from your body, creating that visible mark. You have two options to fix this. Stop eating sugar or take a quality zinc supplement. Better yet, do both. Sign number 2, oily skin that will not clear up. Oily skin usually means your oil glands, called sebaceous glands, are overproducing sebum, which is the natural oil your skin makes. This typically happens when you have an imbalance with androgens, the hormones that include testosterone. When androgen levels get too high, your skin produces excess oil. One key nutrient that regulates androgens is zinc. So taking trace minerals, specifically zinc, can greatly improve oily skin. For women dealing with too many androgens, you might have something called polycystic ovarian syndrome. This condition comes from too much insulin in the blood, which happens when carbohydrate intake is too high. The combination of sugar depleting zinc, plus lacking zinc, plus uncontrolled androgen production, creates a perfect storm for oily skin. The solution is to take zinc supplements and make sure your sugar intake stays very low. Sign number 3, cracking at the corners of your mouth or on your heels. When you see cracks right at the corners of your mouth or on the back of your heels, This points to a vitamin B2 deficiency. It could also be a vitamin B3 deficiency, but it definitely involves the B vitamin family. B vitamins are extremely important for preventing these small, painful fissures in your skin. If you have enough B2 or B3, you'll not develop these cracks. Many people notice these fissures appearing during winter months. This happens because they're not getting enough vitamin D from sunlight. Vitamin D feeds the beneficial microbes in your body, and these microbes actually produce B vitamins. So there's a direct connection between crack heels, cracked corners of your mouth, and vitamin D deficiency. You can easily handle this by taking vitamin D supplements or eating foods rich in vitamin B2. Nutritional yeast is an excellent plant-based source of B vitamins that can quickly resolve this problem. Sign number 4. Flaking skin around your nose and forehead. A lot of people experience scaly, flaking skin around the nose or forehead. This is a deficiency of omega-3 fatty acids, and it happens because you are consuming too much omega-6 fatty acids. Our bodies need both omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids because we cannot make them ourselves. They are called essential fatty acids for this reason. But when your ratios are off because you're getting too much omega-6 and not enough omega-3, your skin becomes dry and flaky with little white flakes. You need to do 2 things to fix this. First, cut down on omega-6 fatty acids. This means reducing nuts, peanut butter, fried foods, restaurant meals, and fast food. All of these are very high in omega-6 from oils like corn oil, soy oil, and cottonseed oil. Second, you need to increase your omega-3 intake. Focus on plant-based sources of omega-3 like flax seeds, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and walnuts. These foods will quickly improve your flaking skin. Sign number 5. Yellow eyes that look unhealthy. When the whites of your eyes turn yellow, this is called jaundice. It indicates a liver or gallbladder problem where the byproducts of your red blood cells are backing up through the system, through your liver, and into your blood. These red blood cell byproducts have a natural yellow color. When your skin or the whites of your eyes look yellow, it definitely means your liver and gallbladder are backed up. This usually indicates a deficiency of bile salts. Bile salts allow everything to flow properly through the liver and through the bile ducts. Without enough bile, thickened cholesterol sludge backs up in your system, and you develop yellow eyes. A simple remedy is to take purified bile salts. These act like a drain cleaner to open up the clogged system and allow your body to properly eliminate red blood cell byproducts. Sign number 6. Chronic cough that will not go away. If someone has a chronic cough that never seems to stop, they usually have a calcium deficiency. Taking a little calcium, especially at night, works like magic for chronic coughs. Calcium improves your immune system, but it also relaxes your throat and larynx. It works the same way calcium helps with muscle cramping in your calves. Basically, calcium helps with something called laryngeal spasm, which is tightness in the structures of your throat. The type of calcium I recommend is calcium lactate, not calcium carbonate. You do not need much. Maybe 200 milligrams before bed should help significantly. Sign number 7. Bleeding or swollen gums. Bleeding gums or red, swollen gums in your mouth represent a classic vitamin C deficiency. Another term for this is subclinical scurvy, which is a very mild version of the disease scurvy. The vitamin C complex has different parts, and one part used to be called vitamin P, which stood for permeability. This referred to vascular permeability, meaning how blood moves through your capillaries. When you lack vitamin C, blood leaks from the tiny capillaries, causing all sorts of issues, including bleeding gums and nosebleeds. You need to consume more leafy green vegetables and avoid sugar. Here is something important to understand. The chemical structure of sugar is almost identical to vitamin C. When your body has sugar present, any vitamin C you get from foods or supplements cannot enter your cells properly. Your body will always take up glucose or sugar before it accepts vitamin C. Sign number 8. Night vision problems. If you cannot see well in the dark, or you have trouble seeing clearly when driving at night or in the rain, this is a classic vitamin A deficiency, also called night blindness. Around the world, many people are deficient in vitamin A because they eat too many cereals and refined grains. Some people eat plant sources of vitamin A, But these are just precursors like beta-carotene. Beta-carotene is often called vitamin A, but it is not the active form. The active form is called retinol. If you're trying to get vitamin A from plants, it is very hard for your body to convert beta-carotene into active retinol. For people following plant-based diets, focus on foods high in beta-carotene like carrots, sweet potatoes, butternut squash, spinach, and kale. Your body will convert what it can into retinol. Also consider whether you're absorbing vitamin A properly. Maybe you do not have enough bile, or you have some liver issues. Vitamin A is fat-soluble, so it needs fat to be absorbed. This could be blocking your absorption even if you eat the right foods. Sign number 9. Chapped lips that never heal. The cause of chapped lips is the same as cracking in the corners of your mouth or on your heels. It is a vitamin B2 deficiency. What creates a B2 deficiency? Either you are consuming too many refined grains that deplete B2, or you're not getting enough in your diet. Naturally, B vitamins, especially B2, are found in whole grains. But when grains are refined, these vitamins get completely lost. One really good solution is to stop eating refined grains entirely. The second thing you should do is start taking nutritional yeast. Get the unfortified kind, and you will receive a complete spectrum of B vitamins. You will notice your skin improves dramatically. If you look at severe B vitamin deficiencies, you see conditions like pellagra, which has devastating effects on skin. B vitamins are not just about giving you energy. They help you form normal, healthy tissue, so your skin is not rough or cracked, but nice and soft. Many people use chapstick or lotions on their lips, but an hour later, the chapping comes right back, often worse than before. This happens because some products contain ingredients like alcohol or mineral oil, which actually pull out the key nutrients and fats your skin needs to maintain the right texture. If you're finding these nutrient deficiency signs helpful, please hit that subscribe button and join the Vigorphil community for more natural health wisdom. Sign number 10. Swelling on top of your feet or ankles. When you press your finger into the top of your foot or ankle and it leaves a dent, this is called pitting edema. This is a deficiency of potassium. When you do not have enough potassium, or when your ratio of potassium to sodium is way off, with sodium too high and potassium too low, you get this swelling. Refined sugar causes you to retain sodium and deplete potassium. This is why people with diabetes often have so much sugar in their blood that they develop severe swelling, especially in the ankles and feet. You need to start eating foods high in potassium. This means any leafy greens, but you need large volumes. Big salads will give you enough potassium to balance against sodium intake. You might also want to get a quality electrolyte supplement with plenty of potassium. This will push fluid out of your ankles very quickly. Sign number 11. Craving ice constantly. If you're craving ice all the time, chances are you're deficient in iron. You see this with kids sometimes, and with women during menstruation when they're losing blood and iron and becoming anemic. They start eating more ice, trying to get iron, but unfortunately ice does not contain any iron, so they remain deficient. The best plant-based sources of iron include dark leafy greens like spinach, lentils, chickpeas, beans, quinoa, pumpkin seeds, and fortified cereals. Pair these foods with vitamin C-rich foods to enhance iron absorption. Sign number 12. Chest pain and heart discomfort. Angina is chest pain that happens when the heart muscle is cramping. This pain usually refers down the left arm, and it indicates a heart attack situation. This is a classic vitamin E deficiency. There are two important things to note about vitamin E. First, refined grains create the deficiency. Breads, pasta, cereal, crackers, and biscuits normally contain good amounts of vitamin E. But when manufacturers add chlorine to bleach them, they oxidize and destroy all the vitamin E. When products sit on the shelf, the remaining vitamin E is lost. Consuming these products creates a vitamin E deficiency. The most important tissue for vitamin E is the inside lining of your arteries. Without enough vitamin E, you get a lot of rusting and oxidation, and you start developing blood clots, calcium deposits, and all sorts of dangerous formations. The best way to prevent vitamin E deficiency is to stop eating refined grains. For plant-based sources of vitamin E, focus on sunflower seeds, almonds, hazelnuts, spinach, avocados, and wheat germ. Sign number 13, leg cramps and calf cramps. Leg or calf cramps indicate a magnesium deficiency. Where do you get magnesium? It is at the heart of chlorophyll. Where do you get chlorophyll? From green plants. So once again, we come back to eating large salads where you get good amounts of magnesium. Salads also contain potassium, chlorophyll, and many other important nutrients. When you get leg cramps, you probably need more magnesium. Usually the cramps go away once you increase your intake. Other deficiencies might contribute to cramps like potassium, sodium, or vitamin B1, but the most common cause is magnesium deficiency. Sign number 14, feeling irritable, nervous, or tense. Excessive thinking, feeling nervous, tension, being grouchy or angry. These all point to a vitamin B1 deficiency. If you take nutritional yeast when you feel irritable, it just calms you right down. You'll feel really peaceful. You'll be nice to be around, and people will like you a lot better. Also, if you have excessive thinking before bed, take some nutritional yeast. It comes in tablet form too. This really helps turn off that excessive mind activity where you're trying to solve all the problems of the world, which prevents you from sleeping. It is wonderful to be able to go to bed without having to solve a million problems so you can drift off peacefully. Sign number 15, asthma and breathing difficulties. Asthma is a situation where you have inflammation in the lungs. This can be greatly improved with vitamin D. If you're deficient in vitamin D, which most people with asthma are, vitamin D can reduce inflammation significantly and help you breathe easier. This is why during summer months, when kids with asthma are outside exposed to the sun, their symptoms often go away. Vitamin D is a powerful anti-inflammatory nutrient. Get sunlight exposure daily if possible, and consider taking a vitamin D supplement, especially during winter months. Sign number 16, loss of outer eyebrows. When you lose the outer portion of your eyebrows, this usually indicates a thyroid problem or an iodine deficiency. Your body cannot make thyroid hormones properly without enough iodine. Thyroid hormones like T4 and T3 actually refer to the number of iodine molecules attached to them. T4 is an inactive thyroid hormone, while T3 is the active form. Your body creates T3 by stripping off one iodine molecule from T4. If you do not have enough of either hormone, you can potentially lose your outer eyebrows as one of the symptoms. If you notice thinning eyebrows, consider taking iodine. See vegetables like kelp, nori, and dulse are excellent plant-based sources of iodine. Sign number 17, tightness in your right shoulder area. If you have tightness in your right trap area, all the way through your right shoulder, suspect gallbladder problems and a lack of bile salts. When you do not have enough bile salts, everything gets stuck underneath the right rib cage. There's a little nerve called the phrenic nerve that goes right up to the right side of your shoulder. If you take purified bile salts, this thins the bile and allows proper drainage. Suddenly, your right trap feels loose and much better. Tightness in the right trap is gallbladder related about 9 out of 10 times. It happens because you do not have enough bile, and everything is backing up into the system, showing up as tension in your right shoulder. Sign number 18, nightmares that disturb your sleep. One of the best ways to get rid of nightmares is to take vitamin B1 from nutritional yeast. There's a small structure in your brain called the amygdala, which regulates the emotion of fear. It is involved in your fear response, and nightmares obviously involve fear. The amygdala functions very similarly to your adrenal glands, which are your stress glands, but it mainly involves the emotion of fear. There are receptors in the amygdala for thiamine, which is vitamin B1. When you take more B1, it really calms a person down. They feel better and stop having nightmares. The real question is, why are people deficient? Because they are consuming refined carbohydrates in the form of breads, pasta, cereal, and crackers, along with sugar. You need to eliminate these foods as well. Sign number 19, craving salty chips at night. If your body is deficient in sodium, you will crave salt intensely. If you exercise a lot and sweat heavily, your need for sodium goes up significantly. One of the clearest symptoms of salt deficiency is craving salt. So if you're craving salty chips at night, The next day, you should increase the amount of sea salt in your diet. Do not use regular table salt, which is just sodium chloride. Use high-quality sea salt instead. Start adding more to your food, maybe even putting some in water and drinking it. Get to the point where at night you no longer crave salty chips. Then you know you have enough. For years, many of us believed salt was bad and rarely consumed it. We ate foods lacking salt and lacking healthy fats. Of course, at night, we were eating bags of chips, salty popcorn, and other salty snacks. But during the day, we avoided salt completely. There was no understanding that salt is not bad when it is in the form of sea salt and when you have enough potassium to balance it. If you are craving salty chips at night, balance your electrolytes by adding more sea salt. Make sure you have enough potassium as well, and you'll find those cravings disappear. Sign number 20. Stiff or painful lower back. A stiff lower back or low back pain is usually a vitamin D deficiency, especially if it happens in winter. All you need to do is take a good amount of vitamin D. Vitamin D is one of the best nutrients to get rid of inflammation fast anywhere in the body, especially in the lower back. I recommend taking at least 10,000 international units per day. It might be beneficial to take it right before bed because vitamin D actually enhances your sleep quality. If you take it with meals, it absorbs better because vitamin D is fat-soluble. Sign number 21. Craving dirt or non-food items. Normally, most people do not crave dirt, but sometimes kids do, or women who are menstruating and losing blood and becoming anemic crave dirt. What they're trying to get is iron. Even animals like dogs sometimes start eating dirt when they need iron. For people following plant-based diets, the best iron sources include lentils, spinach, tofu, quinoa, fortified cereals, pumpkin seeds, and dark chocolate. Always pair these foods with vitamin C sources like bell peppers, citrus fruits, or tomatoes to enhance iron absorption. Sign number 22. Low energy and poor physical performance. Low energy and reduced physical performance often relates to zinc deficiency. Zinc is one of the best nutrients for supporting hormone production and overall vitality. Plant-based sources of zinc include pumpkin seeds, hemp seeds, chickpeas, lentils, quinoa, cashews, and fortified cereals. Getting adequate zinc can significantly improve energy levels and physical function. Sign number 23. Depression and low mood. If someone feels depressed, they're usually vitamin D deficient. Vitamin D greatly boosts serotonin, which is a neurotransmitter that regulates mood. It works like a natural form of mood support without any side effects. If you're depressed or know someone who is, vitamin D can help elevate mood quickly. Another thing to try is intermittent fasting, which also really elevates mood. Get regular sunlight exposure, take vitamin D supplements, and consider time-restricted eating patterns to naturally support healthy mood balance. Now you understand 23 powerful signs your body uses to communicate nutrient deficiencies. Your body is always talking to you through symptoms. White spots on your nails tell you about zinc. Bleeding gums point to vitamin C. Leg cramps indicate magnesium deficiency. Each sign is a message asking you to pay attention and make changes. The three main causes of nutrient deficiencies are digestive damage that prevents absorption, poor quality food with low nutrient density, and consuming refined foods and sugar that actively deplete your nutrient stores. When you understand these causes, you can fix problems at their root instead of just treating symptoms. The best approach is to focus on nutrient-dense whole foods. Eat large salads packed with dark leafy greens. Include a variety of colorful vegetables and fruits. Add nuts, seeds, legumes, and whole grains. Avoid refined foods, processed sugars, and excessive omega-6 oils. Get regular sunlight exposure for vitamin D. Drink plenty of clean water. Consider high-quality supplements for nutrients that are hard to get from food alone, like vitamin D in winter months. Remember, these signs are not just random symptoms. They are your body's intelligent communication system telling you exactly what it needs. When you learn to read these signs correctly, you become empowered to take control of your health naturally. Which of these nutrient deficiency signs do you recognize in yourself? Let me know in the comments below, And do not forget to subscribe to Vigorphil and ring that notification bell so you never miss our latest natural health discoveries. If this video helped you understand the power of natural nutrition, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you for watching, and here is to your vibrant health.